Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we talk to Director Castol. Sort of forced to do it. This is a very interesting dialogue with him that we have been having since last episode, as well as with Alvira. What's her name? What was her position? I don't remember. Governor? I think it might have been Governor. But I'm still saving the quick save that I did just before I talked to her, because we might want to do this quest differently. However, this is looking very interesting, and we're getting quests. So yeah, he has a proposition. He needs assistance with something.
Neketaka sees its share of smuggling. I doubt that would surprise anyone. But we've learned of a particular exchange that will have more dire effects than a few spoiled Hawana peasants.
There are no peasants in the tribes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Your people created this term.
I was gonna say, what does he mean? Spoiled Hawana peasants? That's really interesting. Because he's referring to the nobility. If they're spoiled, it doesn't mean spoiled as in rotten. It means spoiled as in, sort of, you know, lazy and stuff like that. Which also paints... I guess I should have seen that coming when he says, "Oh, it's no surprise" and all this sort of stuff. It paints smuggling as a thing that benefits the rich. I can't say that's not the case all the time, but in this case, it isn't. Smuggling here, or in Neketaka anyway, is done to make up for the failings of the rich. I would say, my understanding of their Takeo's cast as well is that, and it says your people, but I think that might be more defensive than altruistic in regards to, you know, his peasants, his actual peasants, his Rohanga. No, that's a real life thing. What's the names? Yeah, I don't remember the cast, but
Peace, man. They certainly aren't kings or queens, are they?
Are they not? What do you mean, are they not? So if you're not a king or a queen, you're a peasant? What?
There is a Royal Deadfire Company official by the name of Quarno, who has been meeting in secret with one of the Principi. I do not believe he works with the approval of his masters. He meets with a Captain Tola, a known pirate and smuggler. I hope I don't have to tell you that an alliance between a crooked royal official and the Principi is not the kind of trouble any of us need.
Yeah.
I have a woman, Britza, waiting in the luminous bathhouse in Periki's Overlook. The smugglers do business there, and she has kept an eye on things. I promise to send assistance. Find her, and she will tell you what she knows.
This does sound very clear and clear cut. It's probably not. I hope it's not, because it never is in this game, which is awesome. Why not just tell the Royal Deadfire Company?
Telling you amounts to much the same, no? Someone has to put a stop to things.
Yeah, that was my hunch, is that I'm just doing... Well, it's a job for him, I guess. Well, of course it's a job for him.
Good thing that someone is us. Raotai black powder is worth its weight in Adra out here.
I had some questions first.
Of course. Best to go in prepared.
Why help the Royal Deadfire Company?
The discipline of the royal officers isn't really what any of this is about. I'm more concerned about the pirates. In this particular case, the companies share an enemy.
Can you tell me about Brite?
A fine Valian woman. Steady temperament. Good sense. The bathhouse sees an enormous number of patrons every day. It is a useful place to have a set of eyes and ears on hand.
Do you know anything else about these smugglers?
Only that Tola is a captain of middling repute and some small ambition. I expect she feels that a partnership with Quarno will give her an edge. Britza will know more.
Sure, I'll do it.
Excellent. Meeting you has been a stroke of luck, Watcher. I'll await your report.
In a real situation, and to excuse me right now because I'm going to do a little bit of save management because I'll have to reload. In a real situation, that's one way of writing that. doing quests for the Valiant Trading Company is the best way of making sure we control what the Valiant Trading Company is doing. Because we can tell. That's basically that. That's basically that. At this point, we might go over to Toko, whatever her name is, and be like, and she's gonna tell us, "Hey, I'm doing this because of this or because of that reason," and there's gonna be all manner of dilemmas and things, and we can make choices. And I think the choices were there in the quest that I just reloaded, by the way. I think the choices were there in that quest. It's just that at the very end, they're not. And it's not for the first time that happens. And I think this is more of I hope it's more of a style than it is a failing of the quest design. But honestly, I'd need to analyze it if I wanted to make my own mind up about it. It's not the first time we see that, and that's why I think it might be a style. We saw that right away. It's always related to the Adra, so it might be one of those things that just, you know, if they put me at ease, or at least have a line in the game explaining that Adra is okay, please stop it. This is only a matter of whether, you know, the resources and all that sort of stuff are being exploited by the Valians and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I need 2. Oh, dang it. This is not the quest that has multiple solutions. Is it? Yes, it is. Terms of trade. Yes, it is. So I can find Atsura in the Brass Citadel, or... yeah, let's go to Atsura. I think it's interesting. It's interesting. This is like... it's not a triangle, it's a square. It's a square of, I guess rectangle would be the correct analogy here. A square is still a rectangle, but just specific. It's sort of it's a scheme of 4 main influencers, and specifically the way they synergize with each other. You have the Huana, you have the Deadfire. You have the Huana, you have the Valen, and you have the Rawatayans, and you have the Principi. And it's interesting because they all have history together. So let's go to the Brass Citadel, directly to the Brass Citadel. Let's just make sure I know where I'm going here. Find Atsura in the Brass Citadel. I think that is not the Brass Citadel over there, even though it says it's Imperial Command that I need to go to. And that's the Citadel itself. But what I mean is, like... it would be interesting if you could make 2 of those work together. Like, for example, having the Principi and the Huana work together to basically prevent the takeover of Valians would be interesting. And I think in a situation like that, the Rawatayan might not be too interested, or might be lesser of 2 evils. Because they're definitely aggressive, militarily speaking. I think I'm in the right place. Let's find out. They're definitely aggressive, militarily speaking, but really they just want, you know, they're sort of simple-minded in many regards. Hazanui. Atsura. Where's Atsura? Hi. Can I talk to you?
You look like you've come with a purpose.
I have not, unfortunately. I'm in the wrong spot. I'll maybe talk to you later. Weapon Master over here. Well, we have a really pretty song as a soundtrack that I'm readily ruining with my voice. Which, of course,
good to see you again.
The soundtrack can be, you can listen to it on YouTube, as I do. Not all day, not every day, but probably at least once a week. I listen to this soundtrack. I listen to the Tyranny soundtrack. I really like it as well. I've been listening recently to the Neverwinter Nights 2 soundtrack.
And it cuts me down with the word.
Yeah, and it's also pretty awesome.
Straightforward to me.
Are we talking about the same Atsura?
Yes. 1 minute he's all charms, then he cuts me down with a word. She was saying. Okay. Can't go over there. There's people. This looks like an office. And here we are. Hello.
Clear skies.
He tilts his head as he watches you, his eyes unblinking. He actually called my name. He said my name there. What exactly... Why didn't I ask this before? What exactly is the Brass Citadel? Maybe I had a conversation with him that didn't have these, and we definitely said farewell. What exactly is the Brass Citadel?
It's a trading post, of course. I just did.
You seem different from the rest of the Royal Deadfire Company?
How do you mean that?
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's...
As you wish.
That's why. Okay, so this is the option, if we want to do that quest. Let's see which one I like the best. I restored the Luminous Adra at Pococohara.
That explains the rumors the Valians are scaling up in Queen's Birth. I'd hoped you would stop them.
His expression doesn't change, but you can feel his dissatisfaction like a shift in the temperature. And there's things over there I should be looking at. Yeah, but you'd hope I would stop them, but could I? Because I don't think I can. Can't figure it out. I don't work for you. They'll bring development and trade that will improve the lives of many. Look at all they're accomplishing with Animancy. I can't stop progress. Now I have their trust. Imagine what I can do with that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that one. The other ones are... Like, there's another problem with the mining of Luminous Adra, which is that it's a limited resource. So it's like, it's not progress if it's a limited resource. It's just that you're just taking that and using that for right now, and then, well, then you're not, eventually you're not gonna have it. It's not, no, it's like, unless it was an indestructible, unspendable resource, like you could consider gold to be something like that. You couldn't, because it's bad. The gold disappears. But like, maybe something like that. But I think they use the Luminous Adra. It's not for jewelry or... they really spend it. And it doesn't replenish, as far as I can tell. And it's people. And they're using people. Like, the paper that we have should be more than evident about that. So I'm gonna do this. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I don't like either the Valians or the Rawatayans for different reasons. Yeah, let's imagine what I can do with that. Let's go.
Quite a lot, I think.
Shodi liked that? Skullduggery, yeah, she did. He opens his unblinking eyes a degree wider and nods approvingly.
Nevertheless, I'm more interested in reports the storms around the islands have cleared. What do you know of this?
There was a clot of essence corrupting the Adra. Clearing it ended the storms.
Even if this isn't the outcome we'd wanted for Pococohara, your observation is infinitely more valuable. Take this, and remember it the next time we call on you.
He hands you a purse, but his expression is distant, as if he's still thinking what you told him.
We'd long suspected something unnatural was behind the storms, but we had little evidence.
The smile playing at his lips is that of a man who's seen the next 3 moves in a game of Hozatoka. Rawatai is plagued with terrible storms. I know because of my lore. You think there may be a connection?
Yes. If the storms that assail Rawatai have a similarly unnatural origin, then perhaps they too can be stopped.
He looks back at you with his eyes bright with purpose.
And if that's the case, then there's more work to be done. Work that you might be able to help with. After all, if you're going to make friends in the Deadfire, you might as well choose the ones with the biggest cannons.
He smiles, showing you all his pointed teeth.
In any case, Hazanui Karu has a matter that could use your help. Her office is on the main floor behind the large double doors. It's most conspicuous.
He frowns a little. He doesn't like that. That's interesting. Okay, so I wonder... Yeah. I can return to the Veiling... That's interesting. You can finish both quests, but not in the same way that you would normally. That's really interesting. I think I like this, especially if... I don't know, I think I like this better. The choices here are definitely veiled, and it builds a sense... it builds on me a sense of how small my character is. Which is definitely not there in the first game. In the first game, you're like, oh, you're the Crucible Knights, or the Dozens, and all that sort of stuff.
Good to see you again.
Hello, it's always good to see you. But I don't know actually who I need to go talk to. Hazano Hikaru. Oh yeah, absolutely. I come here with a purpose. There we go. Hello.
Atsura tells me you tamed the storms of Poko Kohara.
She scratches her chin with the stem of her pipe, watching you with new interest.
Makes a person wonder what kind of secrets lie in Andra's mortar.
She takes a thoughtful puff on her pipe. It makes me want to stay indoors. It's also very interesting. That saying is brilliant. The mortar is the in Immortal and Pestle. The mortar is the recipient. The pestle would be the thing that smashes the things into the mortar. And the saying is awesome. And especially coming from them. Why do you say that? She grins, smoke curling between her teeth.
Don't tell me you've never gazed at a horizon and wondered at what lies beyond. Or seen a no trespassing sign as a challenge.
Mischief tugs her smile across her broad jaw. In that moment, she looks somehow younger. Nothing is more thrilling than the call of the unknown. He's gonna say my character, obviously.
That's the spirit.
She claps you on the back, her wooden hand clopping against your shoulder. Shorty likes it.
Rautai's storms have made us who we are as a nation. Hardy, driven, inventive. But they've also held us back. Forced our people to seek resources and livelihoods far from our homes and families. Imagine how much more we could achieve if we could control those storms.
It is interesting. It's like it's a tapestry of reasons. Connects everything. Everything is connected, and in a way, there's always hope for, like, oh yeah, maybe we can fix the storms, and you guys are not gonna be as invasive as everybody else, or as you tend to be. Also, because they are very, at least according to what Kaoru, what was the, I don't remember his name, Maya's brother, how he talked about the Rauataian leaders. They're very isolationists, or they're very isolationist, at least in their home territory, which kind of points to people who wouldn't want to mess with the outside, but that also doesn't point to that, because if it's a matter of like we're better than everybody else, then that isolationism will just transform itself into just more invasion. You think something in Andra's mortar will help you with that? Also, what the heck is Andra's mortar? Wait a minute, that's not the saying? That's just a real thing? Oh, dang it.
Why not? The storms there cannot be natural. Not when they are so ferocious, so constant.
That's their place, I think. She motions to the window. A thin stream of smoke follows her gesture.
And your exploits at Poko Kohara suggest that something else may be behind them. But enough of that for now.
Yes, Atsura said you needed my help.
There's an understatement.
She knocks the bowl off her pipe against her wooden hand.
The trouble in Hasango forced us to send additional ships back to Rauatai to make up for shortfalls. And storms at home have delayed another portion of our fleet. This leaves us short-handed here.
She purses her lips with displeasure. I've got an expert crew on a ship that can handle anything out of here.
I have no doubt. We're due to collect a special shipment for delivery to our port at Sayuka. You used to deal regularly in trade goods, so you'll know how to handle yourself. We've contracted with a captain named Widla.
A flicker of distaste passes across her face.
Meet her, complete the trade, and take the cargo to Sayuka. Fleet Master Okaya is overseeing the development of some special projects there.
She takes a thoughtful draw on her pipe as she looks at you, seemingly deciding what to say.
She's one of the brightest minds in Rawatai, and it shows. You two will get along.
Her amusement manifests in the barest lift of her eyebrows.
Most of her work is, or should be, under wraps for now. But perhaps she can give you a taste of what we have to offer.
So what's the shipment?
It'll be easier for Okaya to explain.
She puffs a thick cloud of smoke between the two of you. She doesn't break your gaze, but the effect is almost the same. Whittle and her crew, who are they?
Good sailors with a fast ship and no mind for questions.
She chomps a little harder on the bit of her pipe. They're smugglers.
Along with half the population of this storm-tossed archipelago.
She shakes her head. Yeah. Whittle and her... Oh, interesting. Why don't you send Whittle's crew to Sayuka? Her laugh sounds like a grunt.
Let's just say, I'm not keen to invite them to a port where we're developing experimental technologies.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
If it's important, I can handle it. What's next?
Whittle's agreed to meet our courier out at sea, away from the heaviest traffic.
She gestures on her map to the open water west of Nekataka.
This is her payment. We've already negotiated with her.
She hands you a purse.
Fleet Master Okaya will see to your compensation once you arrive with the cargo.
She watches you appraisingly.
This is the kind of job that's best completed quickly and quietly. I'm counting on your famous discretion. Clear skies.
Okay, can I ask you something else? No. Okay. Well, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Again, it's a quest where we're better served by being in the midst of it all. It looks like we're better served by being in the midst of it all, but honestly, the feeling of us being part of the game for somebody else is still there. I just don't know the consequences of that game. And now I'm thinking, if they're just working against the Valians right now, if we're working with the smugglers here, are they part of the Principe? Because I'm going back to Queensbirth, so I can go back to Velartatu Estate. Seriously? I can't go back to directly to the Valiant thing. But I need to go back there because I think we might still be able to complete that quest. Just might have a few different dialogue lines or anything or something like that. But yeah, it's interesting that this might have not been possible had I come here. Oh, dang it! It's closed again, isn't it? Dang it! Oh. Takeo asks Shodi, would you mind terribly if I touched your hair? Yeah, Shodi asks. Of course not. Only touch gently, and they will return the favor.
Huh. That's what Angworth said when we were necking in the Merkberries.
Angworth. I don't know who Angworth is. But it doesn't really matter. Maybe it's just somebody else. It's fine. So, let's find out. Ooh. Oh, right. Yeah. Let's find out if this is still the same.
I can't do it.
Shh, you do it.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Hey. Oh, also, before I do that, I do have this thing. And I'll lose it, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, good, you're back.
Okay, so no matter... Well, I chose the Strange Voyage. I chose the same line. But that's a very fast dialogue. I had in my mind that that this was a longer dialogue. This one is the long one.
Albari tells me you were kind enough to look into this business on Pokokahara for us. I hope you bring good news.
I'm gonna go with this one. A lot of corpses for one viable Adra pillar. I hope it's worth it.
A terrible price, to be certain. But at least we have not lost everything. An Adra vein of that size will go some way towards setting us back on our feet.
Assuming we can replace the people we lost.
There it is, okay.
I noticed Beza.
A sort, I believe. Oh.
So, yeah, it's the same dialogue. Maybe it would be possible to do it both ways.
I thought it best I
yeah, and then we have this.
What can I can get, and if I only wanted to offer you work as an Adra inspector, I would have yes of the veil flown, but of a very dramatic first attempt I hear.
Let's see.
Though Alette has a you'll put a we are this look, and in doing so, we will but until next piece there I have a woman, Britza, waiting in the luminous bathhouse.
Good thing that someone is us.
Oh wait, I chose the wrong way. I see. By all means,
You've been a greatest now then. Yes.
Oh
I'll
dang
answer
it!
what I can, of course. Just now.
Did I
then.
choose the wrong one? I think I chose the wrong one. What did I sell? I wondered about something else. No. Yeah, I'll look into that. We have to end the episode because we're out of time. I'll do it off camera. I'll do the same thing. He does have more lines of dialogue right there, so we'll also we'll hear them next episode. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pillars of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye bye.